I wanted to ask you about like the rookies or the younger players who haven't had as much experience. How have you seen, like, what area of growth have you seen the most significant from them? Just like the younger players like Ja, Carla, all of them.
Yeah, I think their confidence has grown a ton. So that's why, again, go back to my coaching staff. Like I have a really great coaching staff that supports when needed, tells the truth when needed, puts them in positions to be successful. And then the player development factor, I think. What I notice if pre and post practice is like Carla and Ja, they love player development. And so it's just been really cool to see all the different dynamics. Like we've been putting Ja sometimes as a point guard position and mixing Carla both on ball and off ball and just seeing them kind of flourish in different actions rather than just kind of putting them in one action. So I think just seeing that type of development that we're giving them a lot of freedom to be in different actions and not just actions that they're used to. Yeah. You're welcome.
Hey, Natalie. I think a few minutes before yesterday's game, Jeremy Lin announced his retirement. I'm
Oh,
just curious, as an Asian American coach, what part of his story maybe kind of resonates with you, if at all?
what is his story?
Just kind of his rise and what that Lin Sanity run kind of did
Yeah.
for the next generation of Asian American players.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like he was a lot better player than me. So all I really kind of felt from like afar, but being older than him, is like, I mean, he's doing things I've never seen. Usually Asian Americans don't tend to do. And that's just kind of take on the world of sports and to impact in so many ways of like, I mean, he came out and just made game winners. And so, just again, from a basketball fan, I became a fan instantly to take on that type of media attention, just attention period, all eyes on him. And so I think I met him in the All-Star of a couple months ago before the season started, and we got to connect and just like hearing his story and the fact that he gets to share so much about all his ups and downs through what he went through. I think that's so brave. I think that's really inspiring for me just to see someone open up about like mainly to the lows. Like he's very open about it. And I think that's always inspiration is when you can be your authentic self and be open and be willing to share some of the lows because a lot of people always like to share the highs. And so I really take that on as like, wow, if Jeremy can do it, maybe I can do that too. Yeah.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Matt.
You've seen this team with Caitlin,
Yeah.
but she's missed a lot of time. How do they look different when she's not on the court?
Well, I mean, obviously without Caitlin, I mean, the scoring puts a little bit more onus on everyone else because she can shoot obviously from the logo. Like I said, like she has increased her game on so many levels, and obviously her passing has always been there. But now with Kelsey Mitchell, I would say Boston, and now Sims with adding Sims. I mean, she closed the game versus LA. So you have a player of Sims' experience with not being shy for the big moments. But obviously, Kelsey Mitchell is coming off, pin downs, coming off staggers. She's coming off pick and rolls. Like a lot of her shots are within action, but a lot of them also are in transition. So you just kind of have to be mindful of their main players, but at the same time, they're not shy of just making the right reads. And so now space on the floor with Lexi, you have to be aware of her. You can't just leave her because she is shooting actually not just from the three, she's actually shooting deeper as well. Then obviously they picked up Chloe and they picked up Aerial Powers. So it's going to be great to obviously see their faces again. We know how dangerous Chloe is. And then Ariel, obviously, she brings that energy and she brings that defensive mentality. And so, yeah, the makeup is different for sure. So we had to scout different, obviously. And then a team like that just plays hard and plays the right way and is being resilient through all these injuries. Like you always have to be ready. So tonight, obviously, is going to be a big mental focus game for us. Yeah.
Hi, Natalie. Speaking of injuries, like the Fever, there are a lot of players down. You guys have dealt with injuries. I know the Wings are like down to like they're down like 7 players or something. What do you think's been like the cause of these league-wide like injuries this season? Do you think it's like the schedule or something else?
Shoot, if I had that answer, I wouldn't be a coach for sure. I'd be a millionaire. I can't answer that for you. I don't know. You're gonna probably have to ask. I would ask the players and ask the ones that got injured. But obviously it's just part of basketball. It happens, but you guys see how important and how I am so focused on taking care of my players that I am not really good with ending injuries. I did it to myself. I more self-inflicted mine because I thought I was trying to be tough and I thought, okay, I sprained my ankle, but I was like, okay, it's okay, play through it. And then I tore my calf muscle on the other foot. So like another leg. So that's why I'm very cautious of like, if you want a long career, especially at the highest level, then, you know, recovery and try not to push through and show everyone like that you're tough, like that has nothing to do with it. And so I think, like I said, our medical staff is on it. I think they're very good with being mindful and taking our time with our players coming back from injury. And I'm also obviously going to double down on that. Like, then you got to think longevity of their life, right? Like in 20, 30 years from now, when they have grandkids, like, do we want them with, you know, sore calf muscles or a bad back, or like, you know, some people have dropped out of their seasons because of multiple concussions. Like, I would never want that for life after being an athlete. And so, to answer your question again, like, I can't answer that for you, but for me, and if you're going to play for Golden State, you're always going to be well protected. Yep.
Natalie,
Yep.
it's actually a good segue. I was going to check on where you guys are with Mo and Chechi. And then I also wanted to ask about last night's win, and not only that you won, you said it was a must win before the game, but the way you won and what kind of springboard you think that is for the stretch.
Yes. Mo and Chechi are day to day. They looked better and better today. So I'm just being super hopeful. But like I said, I'm not going to play them unless they feel 100%. And then from yesterday's win, there's just absolutely zero carryover, right? There's zero carryover of deflections. There's zero carryover of made baskets, nothing. It's a brand new game. We have to be mentally focused for Indiana. Indiana is not like Washington. And so our attention to detail of the game plan, our mental focus of not allowing us to kind of be like, oh, well, we won big last time. No. So it's my job as a head coach to get their minds right, to get them focused and understand, like I said, and like you said, it's a must win. We are not in the playoffs yet. So we have to win tonight. Yeah.
Natalie, there's a great story in The Athletic about you and Veronica and your relationship and her development and your belief in her. Can you expound upon how that came about and why she's having her best year of her career right now?
Can you explain the article? I
It was
did
just a
read it,
story.
I just kind of forgot right
Yeah, it was about your belief in her that instilled confidence and her never wavering and continuing to work hard to be able to have this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a special person, obviously, like V, number one, to accept our style of coaching. You know, like I think I did mention, like, I'm brutally honest. I say things from my heart with a lot of cuss words, and I say it this way. And I said, hey, I think you should take my style because it's worked my way. And she was just like, yeah. She goes, I'm more of the supportive and the positive and encouragement type. And I said, okay, whatever works for you. I go, it's going to take longer, you know, but it didn't take longer because she knows her relationships that she built with her teammates. She spends a ton of time off the court because she understands how much time that's going to matter when it comes to executing down the stretch. When it comes to, she does scream at them, you know, and you'll see that in tough moments. Like she does get their attention when she needs to. She doesn't cuss as much, but you know, it's her way. And I do think that is cool that she decided to stay true to herself, because a lot of people will waver, especially in a position if like you're trying to be a starter in this league and I'm trying to mold you this way. But she was like, no. I'm still going to be true to myself and who I am. And so that takes a lot of guts, right? To kind of go against, you know, what I felt was right. But like, I have to give her a lot of props and, you know, and it kind of says a lot about herself is that she just stays true to herself. She's true to her work ethic. She knows where she came from, and she continues to believe in herself, believe in her faith, and believe in the way her parents raised her. I think that's all, you know, why she's being so successful at this moment. Yeah.
Hey, Natalie, how does it feel to officially have a magic number now to make the playoffs?
What's a magic number?
Number of combination of wins and losses to be in. It's 4.
Our number is 4?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
You win 2, Sparks lose 2.
Oh, I
Combination.
mean, again, you guys are gambling. That's that's Vegas stuff. Like that's a complete gamble. Like I can't sit here. I don't know if the other teams are going to lose. That's why I stay focused on us.
And how do you navigate these final 6 games?
Must win. Must win. Yeah.
Coach, yeah, over here.
Hi.
So second back-to-back of the season. The first one obviously different because you were traveling between Washington and Chicago, but
Yeah.
process-wise, is there anything that you like that you guys did as a staff and how you prepared that you can apply to this back-to-back?
it's completely different. We were traveling, so that made it, I thought, tougher. Here we could obviously control a lot more in terms of when we want to get in, when we want to do our medical. It's a little bit easier, I would say. But again, it's completely all 4 teams are different. So it's not really like, again, it's really credit to how our players handle themselves. Like I told them last night, like you guys jump into the cold tub right away. Like that's not an option. Like recovery right away. And then I just said I wouldn't celebrate tonight if I were you guys. I said I would appreciate if you guys celebrate if, if we win today. So again, it's their choice. I don't know what they did. But if they want to win tonight, hopefully they made the right choices to be the best player that they can be showing up for their team. So again, like I'm their basketball mom, but like I can't really tell them what to do outside. But as of now, ever since we've had these kind of talks about recovery, I think they've been making the right choices in reality. And today, when we went through just like the film today, they were on it. They're on it in terms of questions. They were focused. And so I could only say that they've made the right decisions. Yeah.
Last one.
Hi. What are you most proud of what this team and you have accomplished so far? I know that the season's obviously not over, but we're at the tail end and there's been a lot of firsts, there's been a lot of overachievement is a word that people have used, but what are you most specifically proud of?
A lot of things, really. I think I mentioned this briefly last time was, I'm just proud of the fact that they are open-minded enough to allow me be myself. I keep harping on that because I say anytime you're into a new program, new organization, or new team, you're always hesitant about being your authentic self, right? Like I told you guys, I am crazy. I'm very passionate. I'm very obsessive about basketball. I rarely meet people that have that level of obsession and that will accept me for me. And number one, my coaching staff, they probably didn't like it as much that I text them so late at night. And I had long coaches meetings and I have long arguments about, anything from reports to drills to any little thing. I argue a lot. So I'm very proud that they opened their minds to letting me be my authentic self. I cuss a lot. And it's not always easy. I would say also, I shouldn't tell you this, but I am anyways. In games, I cuss a lot. And I cuss at them sometimes, and I cuss at the refs. And, I'm very fiery because I want to win so bad. So I'm just, again, very appreciative and proud that I have that, environment. And then on top of that, my players allow me to coach them. That is probably one of the things that I'm most proud of is that they allow me to be hard on them, vicious at times, arrogant, prideful, mean. Like I could be all sorts of these things because I want to win so bad. And I think when they understand that I'm just doing this because I want them to be better and because at the end of the day, like we want to win every single game, then yeah, I'm pretty grateful. I'm pretty lucky, for that environment and for that like family feel, for sure.